The two boards, I've learned, have now decided that there is no way of persuading the German government in particular to reduce the kind of influence it wants over the merged companies. BAE Systems is very clear that unless the French and German governments are prepared to have less control, less ownership of the merged business than they currently have over EADS, that the damage to BAE Systems business in America would just simply be too great, because the US government would no longer deal with BAE on that basis. So they've decided today to pull the thing, and there'll be a statement, there'll be a formal statement any second, but we can preempt that statement. The deal is off, and the fundamental cause of the end of the deal is that it turns out that the German government didn't just have particular issues, but actually, according to my sources, the German government was simply opposed to the deal. And if the German government was not prepared to facilitate the deal, there was no way it could go through.
In really simple terms, I mean, this merger was a possibility. It would have created a giant company. What has the reaction been? Is this good news or not good news for BAE Systems?
There are lots of different ways of looking at this question. BAE Systems itself, of course, the board of BAE Systems was very keen to do the deal because it felt it had too many of its eggs in the defence basket. It's a leading defence company, but that's not a good thing to be at a time when defence budgets in the UK, in the US, are being cut very sharply because of the budget problems that we have in this country and that America had. So BAE wanted to tie up with a big company, EADS, which is in civil aviation, because it felt it would have brought more balance to its operations. Now, BAE can also be seen as the sum total of its owners. Interestingly, one of its biggest owners, in fact its biggest owner, a fund manager called Invesco, with more than 13% of the company, was opposed to the deal. So that particular big shareholder and a number of other shareholders will probably feel it's a good thing that the deal is off. The interesting question is the attitude of the British government. British government was trying to help this deal happen, and the reason for that is because EADS owns really important manufacturing facilities in the UK. Airbus UK, which is owned by EADS, makes the wings for those enormous Airbus airliners, and it supports something like 140,000 really important manufacturing jobs in Britain. And the British government wanted ordinary British shareholders to have some influence over the future of that business, because it was very concerned that under the control of the French and German governments, effectively, actually, that really important manufacturing facility in Britain could, in the long term, be in jeopardy.
Robert, just one sentence, because I see in your initial post you say it'll be interesting to see what happens in 6 months. Is there a possibility they may try again?
I think they will keep these talks going in a quiet way, and I think they will endeavour to see if they can persuade the German government to cease its opposition. But I have to say, right now, it's looking pretty bad for this deal.